With the latest army for the Southern Kriels, the Kithguard are now up for pre-order, and I thought that I would take a look at what Steamforged Games are giving us in the new command starter. So as with all armies, you get a command starter and the Kithguard are no different. As a quick little bit of background for the Kithguard, what they are the Southern Kriels kind of jungle fighters. They fight on the main land that the Kithguard hold rather than in the main part of the Iron Kingdoms, and they fight for themselves. They're not fighting for any of the humans which they have previously fought for, which tends to be the forces of Signar. But without going into too much of the backstory, let's take a look at what the Kithguard starter has to offer. Starting off is the warlock who leads this group. He is Sergeant Holdor Crackhorn. Being a leader, of course he has to be standing in a heroic pose on top of a tactical rock. No matter what game system you are with, leaders and characters have to have a tactical rock to make them stand out, to make them be the pinnacle of their force. He is clad in his military uniform, but he's shirtless. He doesn't need a shirt because he's that tough. Screaming his orders at his remaining troops. He is in a fantastic pose, as mentioned, very heroic. He's got some big guns off to the right there that are being fed by quite a large chain of bullets, whilst also wielding his hand-to-hand combat weapon of choice. It's a good sculpt, it stands out amongst the standard troops, and I quite like it. It gives the ragtag jungle fighter theme that these guys are going for. We then move on to the big battle beast, Klangor. As with the Brine Blood Marauders, these big, huge trolls are able to pack a lot of power and do a lot of damage. This one is wielding missiles and a massive sword. I like this idea that the main jungle fighting force of the Kithguard would not have a weapon launcher that would fire its artillery, but instead would use a big beast to carry them around on its back and just lob the missiles at people. I think this is a great and characterful addition to the force, and it shows their personality, that they're not going to be using machinery whilst they're out in the jungle doing this kind of ambushing and taking the enemy by surprise. Instead, they're going to have one of their big beasts who fights alongside them, doing the hurling of the weaponry for them. And if you get too close, he can chop you down. As with other command starter sets, we have got a group of character models that kind of make a squad. These are the Scrappers. They're described as tunneling shock troops. This is a main feature of this Kithguard set, that these jungle fighters are tunneling underground to lay traps and to spring up and surprise the enemy. They're not coming at you head on like other forces might do. Being 3 individual characters that are making up a squad, which is one of the great things about Warmachine, is that everyone is a character in effect. And this means that they're all sculpted beautifully and uniquely, so no two are ever the same. You've got a guy hurling dynamite, you've got another one who's very well padded out, and then you've got the really cool looking one, barely hanging out, but that doesn't bother him. Face covered, goggles on, and pickaxe in hand, he is definitely ready to do some damage. We also have a little token in some ways, this little guy peeping up out of one of the tunnels, which I believe is used to represent where the tunnels are. And although these guys may be tunneling, getting up close and doing some damage, we still have the sneakiest of sneaky sitting far away and sniping at the enemy. We have Corporal Rude Felai. He is a legendary sniper and definitely a standout model, not just for the Kithguard, but I think for Warmachine as a whole. Holding his sniper rifle in one hand, which has got camouflage of its own, little flowers over there on the barrel, but also he's got a fox on his shoulder, leaves on top of his head. He is practically invisible, apart from his bright blue skin, of course. But I think this is a great representation of a stealthy unit. He is well hidden, but still looks really cool and stands out in your force. I can see him being an absolute joy to paint, and he is almost always accompanied by Private Rattles, who's prowling the tunnel network that is created. He's wielding a massive axe, candle on his head so that he can see what is going on. Another just characterful unit. I can't really stress that enough, that these are just absolutely fantastic and they are so characterful, and that is what makes the Kithguard such a great little force. And this command starter gives you a solid 30-point force, which if you're just starting out, I think is absolutely perfect. I've got the Brine Blood Marauders at about 30 points as well, and I absolutely love those models. I wasn't too sure about these, but the more I look at them, the more I like them. But let me know what you guys think. I think that these models are absolutely full of character and will be a joy to paint. Whether you want to play the game or not, I think that they will look great on your shelf, full of character, but they'll also be great to have the experience of painting them. But let me know your thoughts on them. Are you going to pick up the Kithguard? Are you playing Warmachine? Let me know down below.